I was with him the moment he was born, and I was with him at 21:46 when the machines were finally turned off. So from first symptoms of vomiting to Tim's death was 21 hours and 15 minutes. That was meningitis W. Tim was a utterly gorgeous, loving, so loving young man. He adored his friends. He was intensely loyal to family and friends, and nothing you asked him was ever too much.
He was always the hub, life and soul and mover and shaker of everything. Everything seemed to revolve around him.
Tim had had a winter flu virus and recovered well. He'd gone back to work and gone to college. He started to feel quite unwell again, and we suggested that he went back to the GP, which he did. But she advised him to come home and rest.
In the early hours of the following morning, literally just past midnight, things really started to go wrong.
We were woken by dreadful, dreadful vomiting echoing through the house. Tim was very obviously very, very ill.
He was incredibly hot. His heart rate was racing.
We had an appointment for 3 a.m. at our local cottage hospital, which is about half an hour's drive away. When we got there, Tim couldn't walk. He was so ill and still copiously vomiting. Had a high temperature. The local GP said that he wanted Tim to go to the hospital. So we waited to see the triage nurse. And when she saw him, she realised quite how sick he was. He was given fluids and anti-sickness medication. We got discharged 4 hours later. I had protested because he still had a ragingly high temperature, which was out of control. His heartbeat was still rapid. He was still feeling utterly dreadful. At about 2 o'clock, his tummy started to hurt really badly and became distended and hard. And that was one of the signs that I'd been told to look for. So I took him back to A&E. And from that point onwards, I lost count of the amount of doctors and surgeons and anaesthetists and nurses.
And when I asked why his limbs were beginning to discolour, they said, well, there may have to be a few amputations.
Although he was sobbing and saying he was dying, in the end, he quietly was put into a coma.
I think my last words to him was, "It'll be all right, Tim." Something as inane as that.
We went in to be with him and to hold him and to comfort him. But at 9:15, his heart failed for a second time.
By the time they'd done CPR for about 15 minutes, I realised you've got to stop. But they wouldn't stop, and they carried on for a full half hour before everyone agreed, you know, we've got to call time.
Tim didn't have a dislike of bright lights. He didn't have a stiff neck. He didn't have a cough. He was a very fit young man. He did sports, he went to the gym, he had a reasonably healthy lifestyle. And he was overcome in a few hours, and he died. Since Tim's death, we've been working towards getting the vaccine out to every single qualifying person.
It's remarkably effective, and there really is no reason not to have it. There's no downsides, there is only plus.
Please, having listened to Tim's story, get vaccinated. Everybody between the ages of 18 and 25, get yourself down to your local clinic or GP surgery and get yourself vaccinated. The vaccine is really, really effective.